All right, I'm here on the UCLA campus, and as you know, universities are very expensive, so you absolutely need a scholarship if you're going to afford these institutions if you don't want to be paying them back until you're in Social Security aids. So I actually have unique experience. I was on a scholarship committee, and I would read about 80 applications at a time, and I learned a lot of important things from this experience. Students oftentimes do the dumbest mistakes that cost them the chance to get free money. The number one thing is their application essay. So many application essays, the grammar sucks, or spelling errors, or it's awkward. I only spend 90 seconds reading these applications, reading the essay. So it absolutely needs to be really, really good because I don't have patience for reading something that is really difficult to read and understand. So I'll get right to it and I'll read it, and basically 90 seconds is over. I'll give it a 1 to a 5, like a 5 is the highest score, 1 is the lowest. So number one, have your friends proofread it and make them give you honest feedback. If it's boring and sucks, make sure they tell you that it's just crap. So number two, the letter of recommendation. This is something, obviously you're not writing a letter of recommendation, but you have a lot to do with the letter of recommendation. People have professors write them letters of recommendation when the professor hardly knows them. How could a professor who doesn't know you write a letter of recommendation? The answer is they can't. And then when I get your letter of recommendation, it's just a very superficial comment about how you're likable and you're friendly and you get along with people in the class. Well, that gets very, very few points. If you want a lot of points from a professor, you need to do research with them. You need to actually really spend time office hours to make sure that they actually know who you are and they get a sense of your intelligence. Obviously, your grades are important for these kind of applications as well. Obviously, some people are more brilliant than others, and that obviously has a lot to do with it. But other thing is, I noticed is that after you go through the stage one, stage two is you actually have to do in-person interviews. It's actually rather amazing how many people really screw up the interviews in front of the judges, the people judging you as part of the scholarship committee. Some students they want a scholarship, but then they're really political and almost like activists. They're talking about all their political goals. But what if the judges don't agree with your views? They never really thought about maybe the judges are different than the student population. Maybe the judges aren't going to be a lot more strict or might not agree with their viewpoint. So that's a case where they're just not really thinking things through and realizing, okay, don't be political during your second stage of the interview process where you're actually giving your viewpoints and things like that with the judges. It's best to be blunt but not political because it can make you look like a hack, and then that's just not going to be very good. So those are all. Then the other issue is just completely different kind of scholarships when you're applying. It's actually good to apply to a very narrow niche-based scholarships that very few people can apply to, but you can apply to because you have some kind of rare niche special interest that is geared towards you. For instance, I had a friend in law school. He got a scholarship that was oriented just for him, someone who worked in his specific community that was a pretty small community and worked in the fast food industry. So how many people who are technically eligible for that? Not too many. So that's a great one when it's actually meant for you and you don't have that many people who are competing with you. So that's another great development. So my feedback is take these scholarships seriously. I'm trying to save you money. That's what my goal is. I'm always there to help you out, no matter what it is.